Namaste, everybody, and welcome to Round Glass Living. I'm Lama Yeshe, and I'm really grateful to be sharing this meditation practice with you today, live from India. So, in today's meditation, we're going to imagine that we're a fluffy white cloud floating effortlessly across the sky. So, we'll have nowhere to go, nothing to achieve, just allowing the wind to gently push us along. But before we start, I have a question for you. How often do you make time to relax throughout the week? So just pop that in the chat and I'll read them out in a moment. So through this imagining, we'll let go of any goals, any achievements. We'll let go of our to-do list and the places to go to, just giving ourselves a sense of deep relaxation. So we're just going to let go of everything. We're just going to be that fluffy white cloud and just float along. So I asked a question about time to relax in the week, and somebody says only at weekends they do that. Somebody said hardly ever. Another said I do yoga once or twice a week. And somebody was very honest. They said not enough. I think we can all say that. And somebody else says try to have a nice hot bath, but sometimes it doesn't happen at all. So hopefully in this session, it's definitely going to happen. So if during this session you have a question or you have any doubts, then again, just pop it in the chat. And when we reach the end, I'll try and answer that for you. So this is a visualization practice. We're going to visualize that we're that fluffy white cloud. So if you've never done visualization before, it is fine. If you can't picture fully, just get a sense of what that fluffy white cloud is. We've all seen a cloud, so we know what they look like. So just use your imagination the best way you can. That's what visualization is, actually. It's just using your imagination. And we do that on a regular basis. So now we're going to do it in a more controlled manner. If you can, then lay down flat on your back, either on the floor or on the bed, because that is the best way to receive this meditation practice. But of course, if you can't, it's okay. Just get yourself nice and comfortable in a chair. So if you are sitting in a chair, then put your back straight and drop your shoulders. Ensure that your feet are flat on the ground and shoulder length apart. If you're laying on the floor, so lay on your back and have your feet out in front of you, your toes pointing forward, and your arms by your side and palms facing upwards, the arms a little bit away from your body. If you need a pillow under your head or under your knees, then do that. So get yourself nice and comfortable now, and we'll start the meditation practice. So I want you to lightly close your eyes, or if you don't want to close them, just half close them and look down on the floor and just keep a soft gaze on the floor. But if you can, then lightly close your eyes. And we're going to begin by doing 3 calming breaths. This will help to settle us in and bring our mind and our bodies into balance. So breathe in slowly and deeply through your nose and hold the breath. And now breathe the air out through your mouth. Really push all that old stale air out. So breathe in and hold. And breathe out. Breathe in and hold. And breathe out. And now breathe normally. So breathe in and out of your nose. And don't try to change or control your breathing here. Just allow that breath to find its own natural rhythm. And if your mind starts to wander off, which it will, then just very gently bring it back and start focusing on your breath again. And let's do that for 1 minute. So just become aware of the breath flowing in and flowing out of your nose. And remember, relax. So now I want you to imagine that you're laying on your back out in nature somewhere. So maybe you're in a field or you're in a park near your home. Wherever it is, I want you to just imagine that you're lying down in nature and just picture that in your mind. And as you're laying there, I want you to look up at the sky and notice the beautiful blue color of the sky. And every now and again, a white cloud comes floating across your view and then floating out of sight. So just lay there a moment, just looking up at the sky and watching those white clouds just float past. And tell yourself, for the next few minutes, there's nowhere else I want to be. There's nothing else I need to do, but just lay here, watching those clouds, feeling part of nature and relaxing. And now I want you to imagine that you're starting to float up, just very gently, floating up towards the clouds. And as you're floating up, you're beginning to feel more relaxed, more light. So float right up to the sky, and then picture yourself just laying on the top of a cloud, allowing that cloud to support you. And as you're laying on this cloud, the wind is gently blowing, slowly moving that cloud across the sky. And just feel that light breeze blowing across your face. So now I want you to imagine that you slowly start sinking into that cloud, and you become the cloud. And as you become the cloud, just feel how weightless you are. Just feel the lightness. Now you have no weight and no worries, no concerns. You are just a beautiful white fluffy cloud, gently just blowing across the sky. Feel how relaxing it is to be weightless, without any worries and concerns. What a wonderful feeling. So now your only job is just to float across the sky. And as you're doing that, I want you to look down and just notice how beautiful nature is as you're floating across the fields, floating across the forests, the rivers, the lakes, and the snow-capped mountains. How lucky we are to live on such a beautiful planet. So just keep floating across the sky and noticing that wonderful world of nature below you. And feel that sense of deep relaxation. Isn't it a wonderful feeling when we can just observe without judging, without criticizing, and without controlling, just floating and watching that beautiful earth below. It's so wonderful just to be a cloud, not a care in the world. So now I want you to imagine that cloud is slowly, slowly coming down to earth. And the cloud comes right back to where you were when you started. And the cloud then just suddenly disappears. And you're back there, lying on the ground, looking up at the sky. So I want you to reflect back over this experience now. How did you find the visualization practice? What did it feel like to be weightless and to have no worries and concerns? And what did it feel like to be free from criticism and judgment and controlling and attachment? Just reflect on those points a moment. And also reflect on how relaxed you're feeling now. And remember, whenever you start to get stressed out, just imagine you're a fluffy white cloud. So now just very slowly start to open your eyes, but just sit there looking down at the floor a moment, just gently bringing yourself back into the outside world. So how was that experience for you? I hope you managed to really relax and you feel much better now. So somebody has a question. I couldn't settle in my brain. I couldn't settle in my brain, was so busy. What tools do you use to quiet the noise? So actually, this is what we usually use to quiet the noise of your brain. It takes practice. If you're not used to just letting everything go and relaxing, then of course it's going to be harder for you. But don't give up. Keep trying this. The more that we can visualize that we're out of our body, we have no worries, we can start to put things back into perspective, then our brain quietens down. That chitter chatter that is constantly going on in the brain starts to become quiet. So if it didn't work out this time for you, don't give up. Come and have a look at this. It'll be on demand, and do it again and keep doing the practice until you can really visualize and let go. So thank you for sharing this time with me today. And I'll be back again next week to share another live meditation session. But in the meantime, please check out my new immersive nature meditation course on roundglass.com, or on the Round Glass Living app, where we are holistic well-being. If you haven't had a look at this course, then really go and have a look now. Have a look at this promo that's coming up and try out the course. It really is going to help you to connect with nature. And when we've connected with nature, you will be able to stop that chitter chatter going on in your head. You'll be able to really relax. So enjoy this promo now, and namaste. Learning how to reconnect with our roots improves our overall mental well-being, reduces stress levels, and shows us how to be our true selves again. Whether in the deepest forest or the densest city, we all have access to nature. The more that you do this course, the more that you do these 9 sessions, the easier it's going to be for you to connect with nature. When I was young, I was painfully shy, and I mean painfully shy. So I spent a lot of my childhood in nature, learning about how there's not me and then nature. We're together as one. And I learnt so much confidence about how to interact with people just by coming into nature, spending some time, using all of my senses, listening to the sounds, looking around, touching the earth, grounding myself. All of these things we're going to do in this course. So join me here on Round Glass for this natural journey through our senses.